On Osrc News at 7, Governor Ayedatwa commends teachers' contributions, promises continued support. Oyo police confirm arrest of Naomi Shilekwonla after tragic stampede at Children's Carnival. And from the foreign scene, Russia announces breakthrough in cancer vaccine production. Good evening and a warm welcome to the News at 7, coming to you live from Osrc Television. I am Obi Chukwemeka Uti. The Ondo State government has commended the Nigerian Union of Teachers, Ondo State chapter, for its vital role in shaping the minds and destinies of society. Governor Lucky Ayedatwa made this commendation during the 7th Quadrennial State Delegates Conference in Akure. Governor Ayedatwa, who affirmed the importance of teachers in fostering educational development, pledged commitment to their welfare. Government House correspondent Zema Beme provides further details as presented from our studios.
The 7th Quadrennial State Delegate Conference themed Together We Rise, amplifying teachers' voices through union leadership, convened teachers from across the state to celebrate their contributions. Ondo State Governor Lucky Ayedatwa, represented by his deputy Olayide Adelami, expressed gratitude to teachers for their vital role in shaping future leaders. Governor Ayedatwa reaffirmed the government's commitment to providing essential resources for educational development at all levels in the state and encouraged teachers not to waver in their efforts, assuring them that the government would continue to enhance their welfare and support.
I am fully aware of the shortages of teachers affecting our schools. Let me assure you that this issue is already being addressed with the approval of the recruitment of 2,000 teachers by the state government, and the process is now in its advanced stage. Our administration is actively devising strategies to train more teachers, ensuring that every classroom in Ondo State is filled with qualified and passionate educators. I want to assure you that we are fully committed to supporting and promoting the interests of our teachers. I am pleased to announce that we are already taking concrete steps to address some of the most pressing needs and agitations of the teaching profession in our state.
The outgoing union chairman, Victor Amoko, tasked the Nigerian Union of Teachers Ondo State chapter on support for the government.
Let us continue to build on this momentum. Together, we will ensure that our teachers' voices are heard, loud and clear in every decision that impacts education and the future of our sunshine states. Let us support the leadership of Governor Lucky Ayedatwa as we advocate for policies that will prioritize education, empower our teachers, and provide the resources they need to succeed.
Amok also urged union members to give their best to help the new executive surpass previous achievements for the benefit of Ondo State.
Moving now to Oyo State, where the police command has confirmed the arrest of Naomi Shilekwonla, the estranged wife of the Ooni of Ile-Ife, Oba Adeyeye Ogunwusi, following a tragic stampede at a children's carnival she organized. In a statement, police spokesperson in the state, Adewale Oshifesa, reported that 8 persons have been arrested for their various involvement in the event. According to the statement, the stampede resulted in the tragic loss of 35 minors, with 6 additional children reported to be in critical condition and receiving various medical interventions. Meanwhile, the State Police Command has taken significant steps in the investigation, transferring the case to the Homicide Section of the State Criminal Investigation Department, while the Deputy Commissioner of Police is leading the inquiry. Oshifesa, however, assured the public justice will be served accordingly. The federal government says it has shifted its focus to the renewable energy sector to enhance supply to education, health, agriculture, rural communities and transportation sectors. At a stakeholders engagement workshop in Abuja, Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabo said off-grid electricity supply has become a key component of the government's plan to bridge the electricity supply gap. Adelabo, represented by the Director, Renewable and Rural Power Access, Sunday Owolabi, expressed optimism that the various projects in the renewable energy sector would impact at least 30 million Nigerians. He said the new $750 million loan from the World Bank will help resolve, to an extent, the ongoing challenges in achieving a steady power supply from the national grid. You're watching the Osrc News at 7. We'll go on this break. When we return, we'll serve you more stories. Don't go away. You're welcome back. You can watch us live on our website www.osrc, on Facebook at Osrc TV, and on YouTube you can subscribe to our channel Osrc TV Undo. Now to the rest of the news. Christians have been urged to embrace moderation during the Christmas celebrations, and residents encouraged to celebrate responsibly. The Olubaka of Oka, Oba Adebori Adeleye, spoke during Queen's Carol and Children's Fanfare 2024 held at Oka Koko. Our correspondent, Kunle Ario, reports.
The two-in-one eventful day was tagged Queen's Carol and Children's Fanfare 2024. The day was unique, ceremonious and colorful, depicting an atmosphere of love, unity and peace.
My Lord, you sent your Son to save us, oh my Lord.
Children radiated joy in their gorgeous attires, while women beamed with happiness, danced, and uttered words of appreciation and prayers. Reflecting on the inspiration behind the program, Olori Adejumoke Adeleye attributed its conception to her childhood as an Akoko girl who grew up in Ekiti State without experiencing end-of-the-year fanfares. Olori Adeleye said her innate generosity and passion for giving, which she had exhibited for decades, did not allow her to rest until she decided to yield to the divine vision and organize the maiden edition of the program.
Whatever we are doing here today, they are the proceeds of the jobs I've been able to do. I've had a conception since then that what can we do during Christmas? Joyous period of Christmas, the period to love, the period to share, the period not to carry your grudge from this year till next year. And I said, the Holy Spirit said I should start a carol.
The Olubaka Oba Adebori Adeleye, who read one of the 9 carol lessons, urged moderation during the Christmas celebrations and encouraged residents to celebrate responsibly while upholding values and strengthening communal ties.
That all through him, my belief, he was not that light, but was not sent to bear witness of the light. That was the true light, which gives light to every man coming into this world.
The eventful day was described by many residents of the community as the first of its kind in Oka Koko and the entire Koko land. There were prayer sessions for Nigeria, Ondo State, and Oka community. Kunle Ario, Osrc News.
The federal government, in collaboration with relevant stakeholders, is to implement the Proof of Address System initiative to address insecurity across the 774 local government areas in the country. According to the government of the Federation, Senator George Akume made this known at a stakeholders meeting in Abuja. He explained that Nigeria, like many nations, had been faced with a myriad of challenges such as insecurity, social vices, and economic instability. Akume advised ministries, departments, and agencies to adopt the use of proof of address certificates from the local government areas as a requirement to establish reliable and verifiable addresses. Elsewhere, the Director General of the National Agency for the Control of AIDS, NACA, Dr. Temitope Ilori, has revealed that 26,000 children were infected with HIV/AIDS in 2023, with 15,000 children aged 0 to 14 succumbing to HIV-related illnesses. She emphasized the urgent need for coordinated efforts to combat the disease. Dr. Ilori made these remarks during a stakeholders meeting after inaugurating the Prevention of Mother-to-Child Transmission and Pediatric Antiretroviral Therapy Acceleration Committee at the Ministry of Health in Osogbo, Osun State. The initiative aligns with Nigeria's strategic goal of eliminating mother-to-child transmission of HIV and achieving an AIDS-free generation by the year 2030. Moving on to the foreign scene, hundreds of thousands of people have been affected by a devastating cyclone in northern Mozambique. The storm raged through the French island of Mayotte before making landfall in Mozambique's Cabo Delgado province, killing at least 45 people. Aderonka Kolawole has more on the story.
This is what Cyclone Chido did to thousands of homes in northern Mozambique. Many of those who live in Shark lost everything. It also ripped the roof of stronger buildings like schools, which some people had run to for shelter.
I took my children, and as we ran, I saw other families falling due to the force of the wind, and others dodging things that fell from the houses due to the wind. The people were lucky that the zinc sheets didn't cut into parts of their bodies. The children couldn't stop crying. I saw children running away and I didn't see where they ran to.
The government says nearly 200,000 people have been affected. Most have been left without electricity. This telecom's mass crumbled like paper.
We tried to close the windows, but it was not possible. Some people tried to look for help in the neighboring houses and were greeted with gusts from the cyclone. There was a neighbor who I saw lose his life when he was buried in rubble along with his grandson.
200 km/h winds and torrential rain battered the coastline when the storm made landfall on Sunday. The fishing industry, which many here depend on, has been left in tatters. The day before, the storm devastated the French island of Mayotte. This is what is left of one of the poorest neighborhoods. Hundreds are feared dead. The French government sent military planes carrying rescue workers, equipment, and supplies. Mozambique rescue operations has far fewer resources. It's been devastated by record-breaking worsening cyclones for the last 5 years. Tens of thousands of people will have to try and rebuild their lives once again. Aderonke Kolawole, Osrc News.
In Liberia, a massive fire has engulfed the Parliament's building in the capital, Monrovia, destroying vital offices and archives. The blaze occurs as the House of Representatives faces a leadership crisis, intensifying political tensions. Authorities believe arson is involved and are appealing for public assistance in identifying those responsible. Blessing Obe has details.
Guys from the Liberian National.
Raging through the halls of power, firefighters attempt to save Liberia's Capitol building. They doused the joint chamber, where just days ago heated debates between the majority and the opposition consumed the room. A local TV reporter describes the scene.
Indeed, this is extremely scary. But Capitol building is on fire, folks. The entire building has been gutted by fire. This is strange. This is strange for Liberia.
Bewildered lawmakers, unable to vote the country's budget, watch powerless the flame destroy the nation's Congress. Some of Liberia's historic archives gone in a matter of seconds. Police investigators suspect an act of sabotage. Visiting the scene, the nation's president, he believed the fire is politically motivated to divide the country.
We're not going to settle for this. This is not a place for hooligans. This is a place for responsible people who are here to serve the Liberian people. This country is poor, and I don't care what they do, we'll build this country for the interest of future generations. Thank you.
Tensions have been flaring from the Capitol building to the streets. At the center of the turmoil is the House of Representatives Speaker, Fonati Kofa, an opponent of the president, is now facing allegations of corruption. The speaker's supporters are demonstrating, calling for the president to step down.
Regardless of the crisis, no one should rent the building. This is government's property. Money used, to build this place. Now, to renovate this place is going to cost a lot of money again. Liberian people money, going to be used here. And I think it's unfortunate.
Several close aides to Speaker Kofa have been arrested. Meanwhile, the Congress is in a deadlock over the Speaker's potential removal, and so the government remains unable to pass its annual budget, leaving Liberia in a smoldering state of uncertainty. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
Britain has unveiled a package of £225 million in new military aid to Ukraine for next year, including drones, boats and air defense systems. The move came after the UK Defense Secretary John Healey visited Kyiv, holding talks with his Ukrainian counterpart Rustem Umerov and vowing to step up British support to Ukraine in the year 2025. The new package will include £92 million for equipment to bolster Ukraine's navy, including small boats, reconnaissance drones, and uncrewed surface vessels. He noted that a further £68 million will be used for air defense equipment, including radars and 1,000 counter-drone electronic warfare systems at a cost of £39 million will be supplied to the Ukrainian army. In another development, Russia's Ministry of Health has announced a development in cancer treatment, a personalized mRNA-based cancer vaccine that will be distributed free of charge starting early 2025. The innovative vaccine, designed to treat cancer rather than prevent tumor formation, uses genetic material extracted from a patient's tumor. This initiative comes as cancer cases in Russia continue to rise, with over 635,000 new diagnoses recorded in 2022, with colon, breast, and lung cancers being the most prevalent. Head of the Radiology Medical Research Center of the Ministry of Health, Andrei Kaprin, described the vaccine as a significant advancement in oncology. The government's decision to provide the vaccine free of charge underscores its commitment to addressing the growing cancer burden. To round up the news at 7, here again are the major stories. We told you that Governor Aiyedatiwa has commended teachers' contributions, promised continued support. We also told you that Oyo Police has confirmed the arrest of Naomi Shilekun Ola after a tragic stampede at Children's Carnival. And from the foreign scene, you heard that Russia has announced breakthrough in cancer vaccine production. And with that, we've come to the end of the news at 7. Thank you very much.